Hi, everybody. Welcome to the Jimmy Dore Show. Look who it is. It's extraordinarily extraordinary journalist. It's Jordan Sheraton. He's got a great new book out. He's releasing it by chapter. Chapter 2 is out right now. It's called Corporate Con Job. What's the subtitle?
How mainstream media aids the oligarchy.
So, Jordan, tell us about what's going on in Flint right now. You've got some new news. Go ahead.
Yeah, I was just down there about 2 weeks ago. There was a threat of all the water distribution sites, which have been open for 2 years. This is bottled water that people could get for free. The governor of Michigan obviously doesn't care about human life, especially poor people. He wanted to shut them down because he doesn't want to spend money on it anymore. A settlement was reached earlier in the year to replace thousands of pipes, and as part of that settlement, they were going to close down these water distribution sites. Remember, Flint is 42% poverty, so most people can't afford, gallons and gallons of bottled water, which they still need to drink because it's not safe to drink the water yet. So the mayor and the governor met this week, and they agreed that at least 4 of the sites will remain open indefinitely. So it goes from about 7 that are open now down to 4. This is rare good news there. I would like to think we were the only ones still there a couple weeks ago interviewing people on this. I hope that played a part. The other thing that came out, which I find very suspect, Jimmy, they keep reporting that the situation is improving there with the lead. Today they said the lead is now 7 parts per billion, where 15 parts per billion is considered the allowable limit by the EPA. So they're saying it's 7 parts per billion, which is technically under the danger level. I say bullshit to that because they don't tell you where they're testing. They're not telling you how many homes they're testing. They're not telling you what they're testing. Are you testing the sink water? Are you testing the sink water on hot or cold? Are you testing the home water heater? Are you testing the shower water? A lot of people's concerns are they're testing areas that were not hit the hardest because not all of Flint is contaminated fully. So they keep putting these numbers out, yet when I'm in Flint, I talk to residents who are getting independent testing, and they have lead levels that are still way higher than is the allowable limit, and they're not even testing they're not reporting if they're testing for bacteria, which I just asked Flint Mayor Karen Weaver. I interviewed her last time I was there. Hey, yes or no, is there bacteria in the water? Her answer was, I don't know. So that's what's going on in Flint.
Wow. Yes. Again, but we're gonna fix Afghanistan, Iraq, Syria, and Libya, and then right after that, we're gonna get clean water to American cities.
Right. And I just want to say, Jimmy, because there's been some grief I've gotten on the progressive side. We get it. It's great. We like the Flint coverage, but you've been there so many times, and we got to cover other things. And my response to that is, this is not just about water contamination. This is not just about water contamination. This is about the controlled demolition of the middle class and how that developed a situation where a whole city could be poisoned. They're not doing this to people on the Upper West Side of New York. They're not doing this to people in Bel Air or nice areas. This happens when the government tries to privatize things at the expense of poor people. And Flint used to be the hub of the middle class. That's where General Motors was founded. You're from Illinois. You know Flint. You know Detroit. This used to be suburbia. And because of the trade deals and all the de-investment, it has become, sorry for my friends in Flint, a dump. And that's how you have things like this happen. So I'm not just covering it because it's water related. I'm covering it because this is ground zero. And if you don't cover it, well, you normalize it and you allow the state to poison citizens and then shit on them after the fact.
Yeah, and in fact, you just were covering a story in North Carolina that's also having polluting the water there, and the government's not doing anything about it. Correct?
That is correct. The plant has stopped manufacturing the chemical, which I believe happened because of a lot of activism. So good things happen when journalists go down and cover real news, when activists respond to that and protest and demonstrate and light a fire under politicians' assholes and light a fire under corporations' assholes. All these things are good. But if you don't go down and cover these things, nothing's going to happen. And whether it's poor people, and by the way, eventually they're going to come for the wealthy too. These people don't care. They only care about their profits and how, because when these people like Governor Snyder are trying to privatize systems while in government, he's not just doing it to help. He's not just doing it for while he's governor. He's doing it for his paycheck when he's done as governor, which is next year. So for all the people, if you have an issue with that, sorry. If you got a problem, go elsewhere.
Okay. You let them know. All right. Well, Jordan Cheriton, thanks so much for taking time to talk with us today. Everybody check out his new book at, what is the website again? It's called?
CorporateConJob.com.
CorporateConJob.com. Everybody go to CorporateConJob.com. You can read first chapter and second chapter of his new book, which is fantastic. It gives you a real good look behind the scenes of what the campaign was like last year, 2016. And again, Jordan's one of the few reporters that actually talks to people when he goes to an event. And so and he has a great perspective on how the corporate media has covered it, and they're complicit, in Trump. There's no doubt about it. So check it out, CorporateConJob.com. Jordan Cheriton from TYT Politics. Thanks for being our guest.
And Jimmy, one last thing.
Yeah.
Can you stop being so fucking popular? I'm tired on the road. Everybody comes up to me and said, when's Jimmy coming out? Well, when are you and Jimmy going to do something together? That's all I hear. So kudos to you.
I don't know if you know, the Washington Post is calling me a has-been.
Yes, that's a badge of honor. You should play with it.
Yes, I'm like, yeah, I has been selling out theaters. Come on, motherfucker. All right. Well, okay. Well, you tell all those people we're coming. The Jimmy Dore tour is coming to their town, and you're going to be on it if you'd like. Whenever you want, you can be part of our live shows. We just did one in San Francisco. We're going to set up a bunch of them. We're even going to go to New Orleans. So we're going to be all over the place. So thank you so much, buddy. I appreciate it. You take care.
You too.